Hello everyone, this is Aziza Gahtani and Khulud Senior. We want to present for you today the power of R as a programming language with Dr. Mahfoud Al-Rahman. The backstory of R, its origins from University of Auckland, New Zealand by Rosa Akaha and Robert Gentleman. It's developed as a foundation for statistical computing and it is open source natural, so it's improved by a global community of users and developers. The syntax of R, it's coming from the use of packages, offering additional functions and tools for specific analytical tasks. R follows a functional programming style, enabling modular and reusable code for statistical programming. Also, it is object-oriented. So R incorporates many classes and use this for efficient organization and manipulation of data. Endless applications of R are used in many applications, for example, in machine learning, in data analysis, and the statistical model, as we will learn today how we go through from the basics of R until we see the visualizations of findings and statistical reports. So before we jump to tutorial, I want to show you something. Before we continue, I want you to install the codes down in this video so you can practice with us. First of all, the first tutorial is how to download the R. Second tutorial is the basics of R. Second tutorial is matrix, data frames, list, everything in details, inshallah, and vectors and built-in applications. And then we will go through the fifth tutorial and we will reach the seventh tutorial, inshallah, which is data visualization. If you want to practice with us, please download it from link below and start with us step by step. So let's begin our tutorials. In this tutorial, we will understand how to download RStudio to run our codes in R.
Okay, we will learn how to install R and RStudio. First, go to the browser, then type RStudio. I will use the first link here, which is rstudio.com, products, RStudio download. Here, there is two options, install R or install RStudio, and we need to install both of them. First, let's install R itself. Click on the operating system that you work on. For me, I will click on the Windows, then Base. After that, we can click on download R. I already have the file before, so I will use it here. Do you want to allow this app to make change? Press on the yes option. Then we can select the language, English. Next, you can select the location. I will leave it as default. Next, here you can customize the startup option. I will leave it as a default as well. Next, here you can make a shortcut for the R. Okay, it's done. Click on finish. You can find it here, or you can find it on the desktop. Okay, now we have to download RStudio itself. Okay, it's done. You can click on the open the file. Do you want to allow this app to make a change? Yes. You can click on that. Next, select the location, install. Okay, it is done now. Click on the finish. And now we have the RStudio.
In this tutorial, we will learn about the basic arithmetic operations in R. For example, addition, subtractions and multiplications, divisions and exponents and modular. Also, we will learn order of operations and parentheses.
Okay, let's learn some basic general rule in R. First, we have to know that R is a case sensitive. What's that mean? That mean we have to be careful about the capital letter. So, capital S is different than S small. Also, we have to know that if there is any line start with the hash, that means it is a comment in the R. The other thing that we have to know is expression in R evaluating from innermost parentheses to the outer one. So, for example, if we have if we have 2 plus 2 divided by 2 minus 2. So here we have to start with the 2 plus 2 first. Enter 0. That's different than 2 plus 2 divided by 2 minus 2. So there is no parentheses here. Enter 1. Let's implement some operation. But first we have to know that the value are assigned to the name variable with the arrow, this one, or with the equal. Okay, now let's implement some operation to assign value to the variable. If we have a x arrow 7, x will print 7. Okay, if we want to use the equal sign, we can use the equal, z equal 5. Enter z 5.
In this tutorial, we will handling data in R. For example, the null value in a vectors and matrix and data frames and list and basic data types. So let's go to see the tutorial.
It is important to know the type of variable that we work with. So to know that, first we have to create some variable and insert a value in it. Then I will ask about the type of t double. The other thing that it is important in the rule of R that I can use print function. as a other programming language, I can print a sentence or variable, and I can do the same here in R. I will use print function to print t variable, or I can use it to print sentence or word. Let's learn how to create a vector in R. So if I want to create a vector, first give it a name, vector1, and I will insert using C. Then I will insert 10, 20, and 50. If I ask about vector1, it will print 10, 20, and 50. If I wanted the class of vector1, that's numeric. Also, if we want to print sequence number, for example from 5 to 10, we can say, for example, S, and inside this vector we can say C from 5 until 10. Enter, print the C, or show me the C, which is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can do the same in different way. We can say S, and in this S we can write sequence, from 5, semicolon, 10. Print S. Also, the other way, we can say S, 5, directly 5 to 10. If I have a list with the null value, how can I deal with that? So, for example, here in the exercise, I have order detail list, and it contains a null value. If I want to print the order detail, the null value will be there. And I cannot do any operation here. If I say order detail plus 5, that means for each element in order detail list add 5. Okay, now we will learn how to create a matrix in R. So first I will create a vector, and I will ask to print all the value from 20 until 30. V. Then I will use matrix function to create the matrix. I will use V vector here, and now I have the matrix for vector V. Okay, also there is a function that we can use it with the matrix. Here, if I use n row, that will return the number of row. In column, that we will return the number of columns, dimension, row names, column names, and dimension names. So all of them I can use it with the matrix. Okay, I can do different operation with the matrix. So for example here, if I have this matrix and I add 5 on it, we will notice that there's a 5. We add 5 in each element on this matrix. I can use column sum to return the sum of each column here. That will give me the sum for each element for each column. Also, I can do the same with the row sum. I can also get the mean for each row. Okay, here let's deal with the data frames. In the file, you will notice there is a function called data. What data mean? So data is a function that print or display all the preloaded dataset in this package. So if I press enter, you will notice that there is many different datasets, and now I can deal with each one of them. So if I print data air passenger, so here I will ask about the head of air passenger. So that will print just the head of this dataset. If I want to create a dataset, so how I can do that? First, you can make a vector. Here, for example, they use days. They put the name of the days, so I can use it here. Then other rows about the temperature, and the rain, which is true or false. So for each day I have a temperature and which is there's a rain or not in this day. Then I will use data.frame to create data frame, and I will put it in data frame df name, data.frame, and now I will put days, temperature, and rain. There's a mistake in days, so days. Now I will ask to print this data frame df, and we have the data frame now. Okay, now let's deal with the list. If you want to create a list in R, so we can give it any name, and then we can use a list function, and then we can insert a different variable for each list here. So for example here, X, give it 10, 20, 30, Y, A, B, and C, and Z, true and false. So we can use this. If I print list one, okay, how can I convert a vector to the list or list to the vector? First, I have to create the vector itself. Then I will use as.list to convert this vector to the list. and then we will save the result in price list. As we can see here, use as dot list for price vector. The result we will save it in price list. If I print price list, I have a list now. If I print the price itself, it will print the vector. So how about from list to vector? So here I can use unlist function to convert the list to the vector and save the new result in the new price. Okay, in the file you can find different functions that we can use to dealing with the data type of the variable. For example, here I have n1 and I put 10 on this variable. Then I use class function. The class function for n1 will return the class of n1, which is numeric in this case. Type of will return which type exactly n1. For example, it is integer, double, or float.
In this tutorial, we will learn about logical operations and data manipulation. The logical operations will include and, or, not. And the data manipulations will use data manipulation techniques like substituting data frames based on conditions and using the subset function. Let's go to the tutorial.
As other programming language, in R we can dealing with the logical operation. So we can use and, or, not, less than, or greater than. So in the file you will find some exercise. So here we have x and there is 25 in x. Then I will just when x is less than 10, false. X more than 10, which is true. I can use and here between the operation. So x less than 20, which is false. X is more than 10, which is true. True and false will get false here. Okay, now we will dealing with the function with R language. So here I'm creating function with no argument, and this function will print hello world in R. After I create the structure of the function here, which is the name, the argument here I don't have any argument, then inside the body I will print the sentence here. This structure I will save it in hello word. Then if I call the hello word, I will get the sentence that we wanna print it. Here another structure function with two arguments, number 1, number 2. Then I will print the submission of number 1 and number 2. If I call add number, and I will send say 5 plus 5 and 7, the result will be 12. Okay, now we will learn the scope of the variable in the function. Here I have v variable and stop variable. In each one of them there is a sentence. Then I have a function, function, and it does receive one argument, which is stop. Inside the body of this function there is a statement for print v. Then I change the value of stuff, ask to print stuff. Then outside this function I will print v. So let's do that. So I have a stuff with a global stuff, v, a global variable. I have the function now, fun function, that receive one argument, which is stuff, and there is some operation inside this function. Then I will ask about print v, and we can notice here v, I'm a global variable. Okay, let's print stuff. I'm a global stuff. Now if I call fun function with the stuff argument, so here I will receive I'm a global stuff. Then I will print v, which is I'm a global variable. Then I will change the value of the stuff, then I will print it. Let's see that. So I will print v here, I'm a global variable. Then I will print stuff after change the value of it. If I print stuff again, that will print the old statement before we change it. What's that mean? That mean any change inside the body, that will happen just if we call the function itself.
Tutorial 5, we will learn the data manipulation in R. So we will install and loading packages to view the data set and to use some functions. For example, filter function, slice function, mutate, and summarization. And then we will sorting the data, create some samples using pipe operator, and then data manipulation by using tider, which is another packet. So let's begin. Tutorial, we will install packages like Dibbler and tider to help us to manipulate our dataset. So we will download this dataset in YC flight 13 from this package, and then we can go together to see every single column what we are expected. So here we will view the dataset. Which is flight dataset. So this is the flight dataset. It will show up now, inshallah. It takes some time because it's coming from the package. And here F1. What is F1? F1, it is a filter. So only give me from this dataset. Give me subset of the dataset only for month 7. So only for the month of July, this is as a subset from this dataset. And then we can continue to see and to view this dataset and take filters and subset the dataset. Also, we can create another dataset which is only month 7 and day 3. So we filter this only for month 7, day 3. So filter can help us to slice or subset the dataset. And if we continue, we have to come back here. Also here we are in month 9, so it's showing here down only month 9. And we can slice the rows, selected rows by position. So we can slice the flights by this row until this row, from row 1 to row 5. And we can also from 5 to 10. So we can manipulate the data set. We can slice it and we can subset it and see what is inside the data set. Also, we can see the delay, the time, the arrival time, the flight number, and we can see the over delay. We can see over delay only. So this is the over delay for all flights. And then we can make summarization by using summarize function. So in this summarize function, you have to go from the start. It will summarize the average. It will the average time for, and then we can calculate the total air time. We can also see the standard deviation for air time by using summarize function. So we have some math. It can calculate it for us. Also, we can group by function. We can see another example. See this example. We want to group by something. So this is another data frame, another data set, and we can group it by like this. How many gears? How many? It's like cars data set. The car, the gears, and there is a lot of features. And we can read it, we can manipulate it, we can summarize it. This is the example number 2, which has another data set grouped by CYL. So we can see the CYL gear HB, which is another data set. And here the details, many features, and we can arrange them together in one data set. And we can use the cars dataset to see more details. Which one is Honda, which one is Toyota, and here many features. So the main idea behind this tutorial is to view and get knowledge about R. It will help you to do some manipulations in your data set, and this is our goal for this tutorial. So also we can do data manipulations using Tider, which is another package. And here we create our data frame. This is the data set, our data set. And we can use this data set. We can separate them. We can make units of them, combines multiple columns into a single column. And we can separate them, takes 2 columns, for example, key and value, and separate them in a multiple columns, for example, let's see. Sometimes it will cause error because it is another package. So we will better to see it from the beginning. So this is the data set we create, and after we run we can see this. If we want to long separate, we can have more information, more features, and this is another way.
In this tutorial, we will learn how to reading data files in R. Example 1, text file, 2, CS file, and Excel file, and SAS file.
So in this tutorial, we will learn how to read and write data to files. We have to install the packages like RJava, Excel jar, and Excel to read this type of files and help us to write. So we have to install these packages. So the libraries is there, and then we can go to this folder path to reach this text credit.txt, which is the first type of files we will read from. So this is the credit data. This is the txt we read from, and this is the data we write on. So we can read from this file credit.txt, which is only txt file, nothing there, and we can create for this file the ID, name, type, transactions, which is the name of the columns. And we can see this down here after we read the files, and so we can see the ID, name, type, transactions here down. We can create many things. So also we can read CSV file. For example, this one salary, that's CSV, which is Excel file. We can import it, and then see the head, see the whole data. So let's see this another type of files. So we can, this is the salary file, and this is the columns and features for this file, and we can read it here down. So we can open it, read it, and view it, and we can see the structure of this file. This is the structure for this file, and also we can check how many columns, what is the columns names, as you can see here down, ID, other way, notes, many features names. And we can display all sheet names in the Excel sheet. So if there is any Excel sheet, for example, Becomon Excel, we can read how many Excel sheet there. Becomon Excel sheet, it has many sheets, so we can see how many Excel sheets, which has Becomon, movies, evaluation, type chart, each of them in a separate sheet. Also, we can go and read these sheets one by one and do summarization for them, view them after we read the file, and so we can see summary for this data frame, and we can see all entire workbook and we can write in the Excel sheet, for example, output Excel. So this one we can take any information. For example, if we take this matrix from the data frame, we can write it back to output Excel. So let's do it again. So yeah, this one, it has create this 15 multiplied by 2. And after this, we create the Excel sheet here. We can view the file and you can see it. We can import it. So this is output Excel sheet after we write on this sheet. And here we can read SAS. This is the final type we will describe for you today. Reading SAS file. When we want to read this SAS file, we have to use this package SAS7B data, and then download the library, and then we can read this type of file. But make sure you are in the correct path in your computer. So if we run, we can read it and we can view it. So I want to see it here. This is the movies. This is another type of tables or sheets. In this tutorial, we will learn how to create visualization of data in R. We will create pie chart and histograms, mini plots, box plot, and visualize the data within ggplot2 and using plotty package. In this tutorial, we will learn data visualization in R, which is important for anyone who wants to show their result after they do some data analysis. So first of all, we will create data for the graph, and we will see the pie chart. If you click run, I will not go through this. You can download the code, read it, and understand it. But I will show you here some graphs to get the idea. They said it's not there, the object is not named, so we have to create it. As you can see here, this is the pie chart we have created here. And then if we click run, it will colors this chart as a rainbow. And now we will move to the third 3D pie chart. It needs some packages, so we will have to run it, install it and run it. We give it some time. As you can see here, the plot of the chart, it's changed because we create the histogram of the data. And then we continue to see the other charts. If you follow this chart, they take it from this data set, and you can explore it by yourself and continue running. You will see many charts on the right side. It depends on the way you want to present it. If we use a red color, if we use red, the color red or color blue, or we can change it in the x-axis and y-axis, and you can select every details. You can write many details in this diagrams, and here the box plot by using R. You can install these packages and run it. Sometimes we have to follow the steps, run it one by one because they are related to each other. They have to install the package and then do the plot. After you do a plot for your data set, you can save it. You can go to here the plots and export, save as image, and you can save it in your machine, and you can select the directions and save it to put it later in your report. So there is a lot of plotty libraries by using R, and it is a good language to present your data set and do some analysis for your data set. And we recommend you to read this box if you like to continue learning R, which is very powerful tool. And here you will find some. Thank you for watching this tutorial with us. We recommend you to practice. You can find the code folder down this video, and you can see the test link, which is multiple choice questions to increase your knowledge about R. Thank you so much.